All right, everyone, I think we'll get started here. So I guess, well, first of all, welcome everyone to today's webinar. My name is Kurt Pontello. I'm the channel manager here at TechMode, and my goal for today is to dive into how you can maximize your business growth and increase profits with becoming a TechmodeGO partner. Whether you're looking to expand your service offering or simply want to leverage cutting-edge telecom solutions, this webinar is for you. So the first place I kind of want to start is a little bit about Tech Mode, who we are, what we do. So I guess first thing to know, our organization was founded in 2001. So we have been in the telecom space for 21 years now. We support clients from 2 users to 65,000 employees globally. So a wide range of clients out there that we support. I guess a couple things that I want to share and kind of a little bit about us and why we're different and those kind of things is we have a very high customer satisfaction for our end users from that perspective. And I think a couple of things that get us there and why it's important is we dedicate 2 technicians per account to each one of our clients. By doing that, our clients get a chance to get to know the person that they're working with. They get a better understanding about, changes that have been made, things like that going forward. And that has given us an A+ Better Business Bureau rating, as well as a Net Promoter Score of 85. That is an extremely hard number to come by. To give you kind of some context, the industry standard is a 28 from that perspective. Right. So when you're looking at different use case offerings out there, I think customer service is probably paramount. We are a 24/7 organization. We are also all United States based. So you don't have anything overseas or anything like that. You are going to deal with all people here in the United States from a service and support perspective. So the other thing that makes our solution a little bit different and something I wanted to kind of preface this or give you guys a little bit of understanding is we do a private instance of our solution. So we do not do a multi-tenanted switch. This allows us to really tailor this to our clients. So a lot of clients that we have are 24/7, and when we need to do software updates or maintenance patches or security improvements, we can do that based on the client's time that makes the most sense for them. So, if it's 2 o'clock in the morning on a Saturday, or if it's 11 a.m. on a Friday, whatever works good for our clients, we can accommodate those things. And the ability for us to do private instance is a big portion of that. We do host in the largest, most secure data center in the world. So we host in Amazon Web Services. The nice thing about the AWS perspective for us is we have the ability to spin up the client's instance where it makes geographical sense, right? So maybe you have a customer in London, they need to have one there. Well, you know what? There's a data center there. So it really gives us a lot of flexibility from a deployment perspective and ability to really meet the client's needs of security as well as geographically, so they get good quality of service from that perspective. We also not only do the UCaaS piece of it, but we are also a local exchange carrier. So we obviously handle all of the telephone numbers associated with a client account, but we also have support in 105 different countries to be able to get telephone numbers, right? So if you have a client that has locations overseas, something like that, we can absolutely provide those numbers. We can port them, do all of those things from that perspective. So a full finished product at the end of the day for your clients from that side. So I want to take a minute here to kind of talk a little bit about why the value of partnering with TechMode is important. I think the biggest thing that we bring to the table is really a flexible partner program and attractive margins for our partners. So just to hit on the margins real quick, we offer what is called a buy rate for all of our partners. Essentially, we have a cost for you for the product, and you can mark it up and sell it for what you would like. Last year and this year has continued at a 33% margin that our partners have received by doing a buy rate. So it really allows them to make more money than what they're doing from other UCaaS offerings that are out there. We don't fix a price. We let you dictate that. So sometimes if you have to be leaner and it's super competitive, you have the ability to do that with the margins here. You also have the ability when the client has a current spend and the money allows for it, you can actually increase that profit margin for yourself. So those things are really something that we pride ourselves in. We give a very competitive buy rate from that standpoint, and it really allows you to maximize your profit when it makes the most sense. The other thing that we do here is the flexible partner model, right? So we have learned in our time of doing this that not every like a single model fits every particular partner. And I kind of will walk through the different ones from like a referral partner to a sales partner to a full service partner. And maybe one of these fit better for you. We have a wide variety of partners that do all three of these, and it really comes down to what one makes the most sense for your organization. So the first one is a referral partner. This is, I guess, probably what I would classify as a traditional. Essentially, you have an opportunity, you send it over to the company, they pitch it, they sell it, they maintain it, they support it, right? So we can absolutely do that model if that's something that you want to do, right? You identify there's an opportunity here, you kick it over to our team here, we handle it, we work through that process, you make your monthly recurring, and away you go. Probably our most popular one is the sales partner. And to be honest, we have majority of our partners are going to be in that managed service provider space, right? And they already maintain the client's network, the whole IT infrastructure, those kind of things. And they want to be able to offer a voice solution. And, ideally, a client likes to have a single point of contact when it comes to anything IT related. So this is where that sales partner model really comes to play. So, customer has an issue with a telephone, they call into your support help desk and say, hey, my phone's not working. And, say, hey, did you unplug the phone, plug it back in, kind of get the basic troubleshooting, make sure the network things are not blocking traffic, that kind of good stuff. And do tier one. Now, obviously, if there's something that you can't handle, that's what we're here for, right? So you can open a ticket with us directly. We will have one of our technicians either work with your technician or directly with the client to handle any of those other things that pop up, right? And we also support like moves, adds, and changes with them. So if they need some help of, changing the way a call flow works, or maybe they have a user that's no longer there, we can handle all of those things for you. But a lot of times, people like that single point of contact for at least to start the ticketing process for an issue. Option 3 is going to be our full service partner. This is a partner that has probably more than likely started as a referral partner and kind of progressed to a sales partner or whatever the case may be. But they are to the point now that they know the platform very well. They have a general understanding of how all the programming works, and they're kind of ready to take the next step. And that next step actually looks like they're actually doing the installation, right? So they are working with the client to do how they want the system programmed. They will configure the telephones. From a TechmodeGO perspective, we are going to be, building the instance in AWS. We are going to be handling the number porting. We are going to put a dedicated project manager on this for anything that pops up. And of course, we're available for assistance if you need some programming help and those kind of things along the way. But this has some certifications that are involved with it. It's really the full step of doing this solution and letting us deal with the back end paperwork, billing, and all of those types of things from that side. So that's kind of the 3 different models that we have. And just know that if you want to progress through, there's an option to do so as well. So the next piece, and I think this is really important when it comes down to, training, support, how does this look for yourself, your team? How do you interact with us? Those types of things. So I kind of broke this out into 4 different categories. So the first one is going to be our training program. So training program is actually something that I host. I do all of the training here at TechMode for that. So we're going to actually walk you through the product, understand that side of it, understand the architecture piece, but we're also going to look through like configurations. How do you price it? Where should we be from a pricing standpoint when we do a client proposal, those kind of things. So all of that stuff is handled by me. It's typically a couple sessions that we'll do for it. Depends on the product knowledge of the individuals that we're training, but this is a very good tool for your sales staff to get an understanding of what they have, what's in place, kind of how to position this to a client and kind of walk them through it. The other one is going to be more of like sales and marketing, right? So part of this, obviously, our team here is going to be your subject matter experts, right? And kind of encompasses 2 and 3 here, that we are, familiar with the product, know it, very knowledgeable, and have been doing this for a very long time. So we can dig into use cases and solving business problems and really uncovering why a client needs our solution and building an ROI and a benefit around it. But the other side of this is more on the marketing piece. So we have a dedicated marketing specialist here at our company. Her name is Lindsay. She should be part, or she will be part of this solution, and she will help us from a marketing perspective. So when we talk about that, we are going to do things like, an email campaign for your staff. To do something like that. This is going to give you the ability to send, marketing information like co-branded, documents, PowerPoints, those kind of things, whatever you need to share with a client to get an interest with it. But it's also going to give you the ability to do an email campaign that will actually come from your email to let them know that you've picked up a new product. Right? So introducing TechmodeGO to your client base, being able to explain those kind of things from that standpoint. And then the last one here is going to be our dedicated support team. So know that every project that is touched here at TechmodeGO is going to give you the ability to have a dedicated project manager and a lead technician. They are going to be working with the client from, how it's programmed, how things are going to work. The nice thing is, from a project management team, our least experienced project manager has been doing this for 10 years. So you really have a well-rounded, strong support team from the backside of this, from that perspective. So it's good to talk about these things, kind of share this information with you guys. And, this is kind of the program, but I wanted to talk and take a minute to talk a little bit about success stories and some partners that have started with our program and kind of how they've evolved and moved through it. So the first one is a managed service provider company. They're based out of Michigan. They were a new managed service provider company back in 2018, and they wanted to have another source of revenue other than their managed service, right? They're kind of just getting started, wanted to make some money in another way. And so they became a partner of ours back in 2018. They got familiar with the product. They actually went from a referral partner to a sales partner to now they are a full-blown, implementing their own solutions. So, they use the product on actually in their office, and they spend time actually doing their own installations. They make money off of actually the installations in addition to what the monthly recurring is. So they'll actually charge money to people to come out on site to train their staff, come out on site to do the installation. Those are other places that they were able to make additional money by doing something like this. They now have over 35 installations of our solution. They are currently making over $10,000 a month in commissions off of our solution. So a great story for somebody that started at a small point, kind of worked their way up to becoming a full-blown partner, and implementation partner from there. Another one we have here is a company, it's another managed service provider. They are out of Illinois. They are fairly new to us. They've been a partner for roughly 3 years or so. And they're a very niched managed service provider, right? They spend really time in one space, and they don't have a ton of opportunities for us. But when the opportunity arises, we have had 100% close rate with this partner. They understand where we fit. They know the value that we've had. We spent some good time as far as training their staff and understanding what our solution can offer, to the point that they said, hey, we should actually incorporate this in our business. And they use ConnectWise from their CRM perspective. And, with our solution, we support 30 different integrations into different CRMs. And they use that from a ticketing to, kind of all the way through But this partner makes over 3K a month in commissions just doing those things. And it's kind of, they don't want to be tier one. They didn't want to do anything like that. They just simply said, hey, we have a client that's looking for something. They made the referral over, and it allows them to kind of go from there. So when you're looking at UCaaS offerings, right, there's a bunch of us out here, right? There's a bunch of people in this space. And I think when you're doing your research and you're looking at something like this, there's important things to kind of keep in mind and understand. If I am going to refer somebody to a company, what can I expect? But also, what does that solution look like? And where is the value that those particular UCaaS offerings are going to offer, right? So I think there's like 6 main points here that I want to point out to you guys. The first one is going to be private instance, right? That is something that not a lot of people in our space are doing. It is really a great thing from, security perspective, isolating issues to a single client, not to a large cluster of them. I just can't stress how important something like that is. And it's a big differentiator when we compete against other people in our space, that people like to know that it's just a private instance of their solution. The partner model is flexible, right? So I will tell you that a lot of offerings out there will give you just one size fits all, right? You do this, you either conform or you don't. We are big believers in working with our partners and making sure that that fits the best need for them. It is not something that we're going to say, hey, you got to do it this way or forget it, it doesn't work. That's not the way that we go to market. Customer satisfaction, like I told you earlier, right? An NPS score of 85, an A+ Better Business Bureau rating. I mean, that is something that is going to be extremely hard for another person in our space to compete against. So look that information up, ask them if they have an NPS score, and ask them what it is. Our support team, dedicated technicians. Once again, that's another thing that we really strive for, is to keep those dedicated technicians to an account, so they build that personal relationship with your client. And really the idea at the end of the day is they're comfortable with the people that they work with, they know a little bit about them, and they build that stickiness to, have another renewal, do this contract again, those kind of things. So it's really important, I think, for a long-term retention when you're looking at something like that. Of course, our buy rate, right? It's very competitive. It's going to give you an opportunity to make some very good margin from that side. And then at the end of the day, these are your clients and your clients, right? So keep these folks to yourself. They are yours. We do not solicit them. We don't try to upsell them on anything else. We work with you throughout the whole process, right? And the continued process of when they add things and need to do changes to their account, all of that stuff you're up to date on from that standpoint. So I talked about a lot here. I am going to open this up to some questions here in just a second. Obviously, I talked about a lot of things. There's a lot more things that we can get into with this. I would love to have a one-on-one conversation with any and all of you about this. So feel free to sign up for a one-on-one meeting with me. And here's the link for you to do so, and then we can continue this conversation further. So with that being said, do we have any questions out here from the group?
Yeah, I got a question, Kurt. Thanks. 2 questions, actually. Number one, are you locked into a certain partner level until you sell a certain amount of seats or certain amount?
So the short answer to that is no. You are not locked into a partner level. Like I was using that example earlier of the managed service provider that started as just a referral partner. As they became more comfortable and felt that they could do some more things, they were able to roll right to the next one.
Got it. Okay. The second one is, if we decide to change our partner level, does that change the buy rate?
Yes. To answer your question, yes, it does. Your buy rate does get better. Obviously, the more responsibility that you want to take from that perspective is going to give you the opportunity to get a lower buy rate from that perspective as well. Does that answer your question?
Great, thanks. Yeah.
You're very welcome. Anyone else?
Yeah, Kurt, I have a question. Don't really know a whole lot about telecom, other than I've had some clients ask for from time to time.
Mhm.
Which of these partner levels would you recommend for us?
Yeah, so I think at the very beginning, probably the referral partner level would be the one I would recommend. And I guess know that you are going to have a subject matter expert that's going to work with you through that whole process, right? So we have quite a few partners that don't know much about telecom, right? Don't want to, more specifically, right? Like, hey, we are a managed service provider. We do our thing. We don't want to have anything involved with that. So really, it's an introduction to us, introduction to the team. We take you through the whole customer journey as far as having a conversation with them, doing a needs analysis, kind of figuring out what they're looking to accomplish and what business problems that we can solve for them with our solution. And then we kind of help you through that whole process, from preparing the paperwork, from a proposal perspective, putting all of it together, and obviously demonstrating the product, going through things, all of that kind of good stuff. So that's where almost everybody starts to some respect. Anything else on that one?
No, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, no problem. Any other questions out there?
Kurt, I'm not sure if you saw there's a question in the chat.
Oh, got it. I'm sorry. No, I did not. Oh, what does the onboarding process look like? Sure. So that's a good one. So the onboarding process really starts with me at the beginning. The first thing that we do is we do probably half hour, 45-minute session with a couple folks in your organization. We are going to go through, I guess, understanding the UCaaS offering, what it is, how it looks, how it's consumed. And, it's really just user basis from that perspective. But we're going to go through to do some dummy like scenarios, right? So we have a 100-station system. We are looking to do, this, and this, and then we kind of put it together and we kind of work through that. During that time, I kind of do a mini demo with them to kind of get the basics through it from there. The second one is we kind of do a full-on demo from that perspective, walk through all of those things. And then we spend some time going through configuration tools, how we would put pricing together. We would work on, the proposal, those kind of things. And kind of once we got through the sales stuff, right, getting a basic understanding of that, then we go into marketing. And that's where someone like, Lindsay here on this call kind of gets a better understanding of, would we like to launch this to potential clients that we have in our portfolio? So then we will write a marketing campaign for it. We have some examples that we've previously done, and we really tailor it to what the partner wants from that side. And it's a kind of a working document that we work through from that side. So that's the initial first part of it from that standpoint. Is there any other questions that I can answer for anybody else? I got one here in chat. What if I don't want to be involved in the sales process? I just hand it off and go. So yes, absolutely. That can be, you don't have to sit on any demos. You don't have to do any training. If you want to simply refer something over to us and we take it and run, we can absolutely do that. The only part of the process I would probably involve you in is how much money do you want to make on that particular account? Other than that, you don't have to do anything else. You don't have to sit in demos. You don't have to sit in any kind of conversations. You can simply flip it over and we will run with it from there. Hopefully that answered your question. Great. Anything else that anybody else had from a Q&A perspective? All right. Well, thank you, everybody. I appreciate the time. Happy to go through anything more with you, but please just click the sign up link there. That will allow you to have a one-on-one session with me, and we can dig into much more things than what we covered today. Thank you so much. I appreciate everybody's time. Have a great rest of your day.